I usually wake up in the morning between 8:30 and 8:45 a.m. I have never and will never be one of those people who wakes up at 5 in the morning and works out and makes myself a huge breakfast and has my quiet time. Like, I'm just not a morning person, and that's just who I am.
Tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, a very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area.
So when I sleep at night, I sleep with my hair in a pineapple, which is basically, if you have curly hair, it's this hairstyle where you put your hair basically in a really high ponytail at the top of your head, like a loose ponytail. And it's supposed to help with frizz and breakage, but I still end up waking up looking like Mufasa. Then I make my bed, which honestly, before I was working from home, when I was actually going to the office every day and it wasn't at my home all day, I didn't really care about making my bed in the morning as much as I do now, but I still just kind of throw it together. I'm so happy that fall is here finally because I can wear fuzzy socks and sweaters and just feel so cozy and happy. I recently made the switch over from using K-cups every day to steeped coffee. So these come in these little packages and they're fully compostable. I found this company recently and I fully support their mission and I love what they're all about, and I feel like my money's actually going somewhere good. And I really like that, to support a living wage for the people who produce the coffee. And then I have so much respect for the company itself, so I just feel good about where I'm spending my money. So then I go into the bathroom and I do the boring life stuff like brushing your teeth, washing your face. So I use Rodan & Field's Spotless. You probably can't tell from a lot of my other videos because I'm always wearing makeup, but I have really bad acne and I do a good job of covering it for the most part. Like the red dots you usually can't tell, but this is my face wearing no makeup. So to keep it under control, I definitely have to do my skincare. It just smooths out the bumps, so then I cover up the red dots with makeup. But yeah, it is what it is. I used to always look at my social media first thing in the morning, and I started this habit where I put down my phone and I don't look at my text messages and I don't check anything, and instead I read the Gospels, and it has been absolutely life-changing, and I highly recommend it to everyone. When you first start your day, you're setting the tone for the rest of your day. And we can either be wrapped up and addicted to our social media, seeing what other people are doing, but instead we should just focus on our own spiritual life. So from there, I go back into my room and I kind of start the day off by getting organized, going through my planner, checking to see what my tasks for the day, what I need to do for work, anything else that I want to accomplish that day, maybe reprioritize some things. And then my day of work officially starts at 9:30 a.m. So of course, I always have to make sure my laptop is plugged in and I'm ready to go for the day. And then every morning at 9:30 a.m., me and one of my coworkers logs into a Google Hangout, and we do morning prayer, Liturgy of the Hours, every single day. And it's been so helpful to me, not only to start off the day with prayer, also kind of be held accountable that you know that in the morning someone's waiting for you to be there at a certain time. And then once my day of work actually begins, I like to have on some nice music on Spotify playing in the background. This is a playlist I've been loving lately called Autumn Acoustic, or I'll have some YouTube videos playing in the background. One specifically the other day that I was listening to is from my friend the Frank Fryer, and he had such a great message, so I'm going to include a clip here. You should definitely subscribe to his channel if you're not already.
In the morning hours, the quiet hours, I'm like, God, you made all these things. Like, these things are good, you know, and just sitting with the reality of God speaking his goodness not only in his act of creation, but uttering it, saying this is good, and just allowing the beauty of the trees around me. Even one of our neighbors here, I think, has a rooster. I can sort of hear it cackling in the morning, and the sweet, gentle crackle of that rooster in the distance. Like, there's a beauty to these things, and if we learn to slow down and just say, wow, this is where that fear of the Lord, awe and wonder sort of pops in. We learn to appreciate, and we make ourselves ever more open to the guiding hand and presence of our Lord. But then the opposite of true, if we just see, I see a whole bunch of trees out there, and, we could build this thing, and we could burn that to get this much heat, and etc. We just see things based on the mere aspects of their functionality. Something is lost in our ability to perceive God in this very act of creation. He's an artist. And as an artist, we are able to bring about an appreciation because we participate in the very work of the artist. One of the great insights from us Carmelites that comes from St. John of the Cross is the reality that each and every one of us is a precious piece of artwork from God. And the communities in which we live, for example, help to expose that, help to bring that artwork out even more so the splendor of the Lord can shine forth into the world. We're going to be entering a time here soon where hopefully, God willing, there's a vaccine, for example, and etc. And our Holy Father keeps reminding us that the poorest of the poor need to have access to those things too, not just those that have the means to gain access. In our contemplation and wrestling with the great beauty that is around us as a way of opening ourselves up to God, helps us to begin to see his profound hand at work in what seems to be, quote unquote, the more disgusting things of life. When we look at maybe a homeless encampment, we see a lot full of debris and trash and all these sort of things. We can easily look past that because we're repulsed by the ugliness, instead of saying, well, God is still there. God is still present. He's calling us to admire the beauty that lays with even in a place that seems chaotic, and if necessary, to bring about the necessary change in relationship to exposing his beauty to all those that have eyes that yearn to see.